A terrible start or end to any holiday. People in this airport in Stockholm are dealing with queues that are longer than usual. And for many, those lines have led to dead ends.
I was supposed to fly out to meet my friends in Croatia, but nothing will happen with that, not with the SAS in any case, so we'll have to see if I can manage to book another flight.
We'll have to pack up here and go home and take the car.
Their flights on the Swedish carrier SAS were cancelled after pilots went on strike amid tense negotiations with management. Over in Portugal, people are finding themselves grounded because there aren't enough airport workers available to cope with a post-pandemic travel boom.
We had the boarding pass, but they told us there was overbooking. They took the luggage out, sent us away, and they organized the return flight for today, but they didn't give us the luggage back. We were not able to keep them.
In the UK, British Airways says it's cancelling more than 10,000 flights in the coming months, adding to the chaos. And it's not just the aviation network that's getting tied up in knots. Rail workers in France have also staged walkouts due to a dispute over pay. That's testing the patience of even sympathetic passengers.
I don't know what is it exactly about or what, I'm sure there are demands. And I respect that, but at the same time, it's people's time and, plans should be respected too, I think.
But experts say passengers should direct their anger at companies. Airlines, airports and other travel firms fired hundreds of thousands of workers during the height of the pandemic. Until replacements are hired, any summertime travel boom will face long delays. Ludovica Brignola, TRT World.
Well, for more on this, let's bring in Alessandra Priante. She's the Director for the United Nations World Tourism Organization for Europe, and she joins us now from Rome. Really good to have you with us, Alessandra. Let's start with the good news first, because we know that global tourism has been among the hardest hit sectors during this pandemic, but we're now seeing this year particularly the strongest rebound during this crisis so far. Tell us more about how the sector is recovering worldwide.
Well, we've seen an incredible rebound. Our latest data see a Q1 of 2022 that has basically quadrupled compared to 2021. And some destinations are saying that they're going back to the values of 2019, so pre-pandemic. The problem is exactly what you're mentioning, is the chaos, is the fact that this rebound is not only discontinued, but it also is affected severely by the fact that the connectivity seems to be very problematic, with a lot of hiccups and very high costs. We recently ended very successfully last week the first Global Youth Tourism Summit. We brought together youth from all over the world in Sorrento, Italy, and we were seeing cancellations, flights that were rescheduled without warning, and even some of the flights that we purchased, for example, for some of our speakers, had incredible prices. So we have witnessed that ourselves directly.
That's right, and this travel chaos is hitting the regions of Europe and the US particularly hard. Why is it the case? Why are other areas such as the Middle East and Asia not dealing with the same issues as their European and American counterparts?
Well, first of all, it's hard to judge with the facts because, of course, we have to rely on information that we're getting from all parts of the sector of the industry. And we do understand as well the hassle and the stress that the air carriers are facing. But I think your previous report is quite accurate on the fact that a lot of people were laid off because the airlines obviously had a lot of high costs. They were paying space for planes. The flight slots had sometimes been canceled. And when you get rid of people and when you shrink your human resource base, obviously you're going to have difficulties. What is interesting is that, which is a question that we should all ask ourselves, is weren't we prepared for something like this? So why did once again all the world have to face an unpreparedness situation? Because yes, we were not prepared for the pandemic, but somehow it was our duty to prepare for the restart. And this is something that at UNWTO we were advocating from the beginning. And we brought everybody together from the sector. We started talking about harmonized protocols. We started telling countries to talk to each other, because even the modalities of entry in one country were differing from another one. So in terms of how many tests, in terms of, what were the procedures. So we tried really to bring people together and try to find a common language. But now it's in the making while it's happening. So, and summer, honestly, has just begun in some destinations. So we really hope that the chaos is going to really teach the final lesson that preparedness is the key for everything, for a negative crisis, but also for, let's say, a positive crisis like this one. I mean, I was shocked to hear what I was hearing before, that, people are traveling and they had to return back because flight was canceled without any warning. Allow me to say that in the UNWTO, we also started 2 years ago, and now it's completed, the first international code for the protection of tourists, because we also want to help nations, governments, but also the private sector to have a reference, which is, let's say, a soft law reference on the principles that we should always keep in mind when we talk about the tourist, because we need to have that attitude as much as the legal framework to make sure that the rights of the consumer, aka the tourist, are respected as much as the ones of the people that work and the ones of the companies.
Yeah, so let's hope this travel chaos doesn't last for too much longer. Alessandra Priante, we'll have to leave it there, but we really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.